Let me tell you about this girl that I just came across in a movie. Her name is Guinevere, and Guinevere is the princess of Lyonesse, okay? And then there's the bad guy, and his name is Maligant, and he's just a prick. One day, Guinevere is minding her business, and she's in her carriage with the horses and her whole platoon, and they're just going along, and then she gets ambushed by Maligant because he wants to take over her village and he wants to claim all the land. And then what happens is Richard Gere, who's actually Lancelot, he saves her, and they have this like little sexy moment after he saves her. And she's like, I'm a princess. I'm the princess of Lyonesse. And he kisses her, and she says to him, don't insult me. You've just insulted me. And then he says, fine, I will never kiss you again until you ask me to. And she's like, I'm not going to ask you to. Who the hell are you? So Lancelot is actually just like a wanderer. He doesn't have a home. He doesn't have much going for himself. He's a loser. He's not a knight. So Guinevere, who's stunningly beautiful, by the way, she marries a king. She marries King Arthur. And King Arthur is the king of Camelot, okay? And that's Sean Connery. She looks like she's in her 20s and he's like in his 50s. But, you know, he's handsome if you're into that. So anyway, they're supposed to get married. And then Lancelot, because he's just like a bachelor, just going around doing whatever to make money. Like he sword fights for money. And then he somehow finds his way back to Guinevere, who's now engaged to the King Arthur. And he shows up and he impresses her, and she's looking at him like, oh my God, this guy again. Anyway, this King Arthur has agreed. This princess, Guinevere, she acts like all she cares about is peace for her village and her people being okay. And King Arthur of Camelot, Sean Connery, he says, whether or not you marry me, I'm going to protect your village, and you can be certain that everything's going to be okay. And he's patient and he's gentle and he loves her. And he has money, and he has land, and he has a title. Most importantly, he's a goddamn king. And Lancelot saves her twice, technically, during the course of the movie. So she sees him some type of way, but that's not the guy that you stay with and commit to, because he has commitment issues and he's emotionally unavailable. Also, he has no land, no title. He doesn't have shit. You can't trust him, Guinevere. But who does her heart go to? Of course, Lancelot. They kiss, and the king walks in on them kissing, and it's just treasonous. I'm very disappointed in Guinevere, because how do you fumble an actual king, an actual castle for Lancelot? He only becomes a knight because your husband-to-be gave him that title. And I'm just saying that if it was me and I was around during those times, you know, I could definitely, I'm like Lady Macbeth. I would go from a peasant to getting with, you know, a lord, and then eventually I'd get with the knight, and then before you know it, I would be with the king. I really think that I would have thrived in that environment, like during the medieval period, and when they had swords and knights, and I feel like I could have done very well for myself. Anyway, the movie that I'm talking about is called First Night, and you should watch it. I just spoiled it, but you should still watch it. And also, they were sweating a lot and like fighting each other and doing all kinds of stuff. So I was thinking to myself, I wonder if they had perfume. I wonder if they had fragrances back then. But if they didn't, I was thinking that I could probably guess what their signature scent would be. Like, Guinevere is a princess and she's very soft and feminine. And I think she would have worn something very like, I don't know, something like a Fleur, like a vanilla skin, like a mist, or something like a commodity milk, something like very light and just feminine and like alluring. And then Sean Connery, King Arthur, he's like a man and he's got this Welsh accent. So I could see him wearing something very like a tobacco, or something very leathery, like a red tobacco from Mancera, or like something from like Tom Ford, or even something with vetiver that's like a man. And Lancelot, played by Richard Gere, he probably, I don't know, I feel like he just would smell like aftershave. I promise you, I'm never trying to shade anyone. It's just my expressions. But anyway, I was. Go watch that movie. I don't know what it is about those movies, those period movies. I love them so much. Go and watch it, and let me know if it's romantic, because I think it's actually really, really romantic. Like their kiss, like Lancelot and Guinevere, that kiss was really exaggerated. It was like, I was like, that's not it. That kiss is not it. Okay, anyway, I love you. Go watch the movie. Bye.